Everyone, and welcome to the last leg of the Asia Finance Forum. We now have a very special session with Toto Sugiri, the CEO of DCI Indonesia, one of the biggest masterminds of the 21st century in Southeast Asia when it comes to technology. I mean, Toto, you had a very interesting life over the years. You were born in Indonesia, you studied in Germany, and you came back to work for some big financial companies and start some new technology businesses, which were some of the most successful in the region. Give us an overview of your journey from early years into the point where you got into this industry, that's digital infrastructure.
Yeah, actually, I came back around 81 from Germany. So I was working in Germany as a programmer, so pure engineer. So until then, I end up in a bank to set up. I have to set up the IT department of the bank. So I spent about 6 years there developing the system, and I get bored being a banker. During that time, there is not much innovation in the banking. It's very strict and everything is like, and I hate to wear tie. So
thank you.
So 89, then I decided to quit my job and set up a very early stage software company in Indonesia with some friends, the company called Sigma, that we built the banking software over there and then support the banking industry with our software. So it's the first local banking software, core banking system in the country, and we could support the new bank, new small medium banks during the time. So it goes all the way that I gain more confidence as a technopreneur. So I get the passion into it. In '94, we came up with the idea of setting up the first internet service provider in the country, which is Indonet. Still using the dial-up modem during that time, the phone line. So that was a bit crazy idea, but it has a good intention because it's good for education, I thought, during that time. Then luckily we can maintain the company, and the company survived until today. So very well. Yeah. So then '98 is the financial crisis where that was really a difficult time. Our currency went down 600%. From $1 2,200 rupiah become $1 15,000 rupiah. So my clients who are mostly banking were suffering. Some of them getting closed by the government. And so that's the first time I come into the data center space. So actually I came to my clients and asked them, well, how can I help you during this difficult time? So, and then said, what is your cost of running your data center, small data center in your office premises per year? If it is 100, pay me 70, I'll do it for you. So then I set up a data center, the first data center into it. So that's how it started.
Were there any challenges at the time to set up the business? Because I mean, there wasn't really a data center industry back then like there is today.
Yeah, yeah.
How challenging was it?
Yeah, it was still mixed in my business. The data center, the software, the managed services, right? So that was like everything through the evolution of company. From the software company, we transformed the company into IT service company by setting up a data center, putting in our own system, hardware, and then placing our software and offering it as a software as services to the banking and to financial community, basically. So that's the first, and then during that time we become the first, the largest data center provider, including the managed services. Until 2006, Telkom decided to buy the company. The company name is Telkom Sigma. It was Sigma Cipta Caraka. So I spent about 3.5 years with them. I get bored again because the bureaucracy and everything. So I sold my remaining shares, minority shares, 20% to them, and decided to retire actually. Until we get the challenge like that the Indonesian government wants to put the data regulation, the localizations, and then the challenge to serve the multinational company. They said there is no good quality data center in this country. So we took the challenge, set up DCI as the first good quality data center, and that's how we move into that. So kind of guessing during that time that actually the needs of this country should be big enough. So we are the first hyperscale data center in this country. We set up during year 2011, 2012. We bought the land. We start the construction. 2013 is the first day of our operation. So that's.
The market has changed a lot over the years as well. What's your view of how things have developed? And especially now when you see Indonesia really coming to the limelight of the world stage of data centers. I mean, we are in Jakarta for a reason, so.
Yeah. It's interesting because, I mean, during the time, 2012, at the time I start to see the data center size in this country is only less than 50 megawatt, while Singapore was 300 something megawatt. And then I bump into the data from published by Cushman, who put the data center size per capita in this country. So I realized that actually there is a big potential growth over here. With the simple assumption, if we take the same ratio like Japan, 10 watt per capita, the size of data center, and then multiply it with the 260 million people in Indonesia. So Indonesia will need around more than 2,000 gigawatt of data center. Yeah, so that was a very simple calculation on this, and said, okay, look, that's then. Yeah, during that time, everybody start laughing and say, why Pak Toto is building data center outside Jakarta, in industrial estate, and nobody wants to buy it, and why tier 4? So my intention of building the tier 4 is like just to start with the good quality first, because the electricity quality in this country is bad. If you don't have the 2N configuration, you will be in trouble. And then the ability, there is no more, not many human resources who understand how to run the data center in this country. So it's a safe bet to invest into the 2N configuration for the data center during that time.
I mean, you mentioned power, bringing it to today, for example. I mean, with AI, data center demand is going to boom like we've never seen before.
Yeah.
What's your evaluation of the grid in Indonesia? Can you find the power that you need? What needs to be done? And also with the sustainability spin. I mean, Indonesia is looking to reduce carbon emissions by 2030. Is trying to be carbon neutral by 2060.
Yeah.
How do you see the journey going?
That's going to be a tough journey for Indonesia, to be honest.
It's going to be tough for everyone.
I mean, in terms of capacity that can be supplied for data center in this country, yes, we do have the capacity based on the power plants capacity that we have. Not during the time I set up DCI, because it was a shortage of electricity. That's one of the reasons why I have to move to industrial estate, where I can see there is an oversupply for electricity capacity over there during that time. But now PLN is only utilizing maximum 40% of the total capacity in total. So that's make PLN also one of the biggest blocker for the green energy, right? Because they have to sell their current capacity. So moving towards the green, the clean energy, I mean, Indonesia has actually a lot of green energy resources. Geothermal in a lot of places. Sure, location are remote, right? And then hydropower plant. And also, we have a lot of space for deploying all the solar farm and everything. The main challenge in Indonesia is the transmission grid is monopolized by one company only, right? That is the main challenge. You do that investment, you have to transmit it to whether they use it, like the data center area in Jakarta or whatever. It has to go to PLN grid. The question is, when is PLN first committing to transmit the clean energy, pure clean energy, to the data center, for example? Second, can they do that in a short time? So that is the main the challenge, unless you have your own area. So.
How do you think they can be changed or be speeded up in terms of changing? Who needs to get involved? Who are the players that will need to come to the table to make that happen?
Yeah. We have to go, either we have to, we were talking to the government already about this, okay, please, this is very important. I mean, otherwise we are stuck somewhere. I mean, clean energy for data center is like something in the Muslim religion, halal, right? Now we are using the haram energy, right? So, but then from the government has to take initiative, to work it out with PLN, right, on how to do that, either supporting it or if they're willing, start deregulating the power transmission business, to allowing the private power provider to do the transmission themselves, right? There are two ways of doing it, but then with the current situations, yes, we still have overcome. You go into uninteresting area like Bintan Island or whatever, where you can build your own power plant on your area, and then get this, the license from PLN, because they are not interested to supply there. They don't have also enough transmission to go there to sell the power inside the compound.
And then speaking about DCI, what are the expansion plans? And based on what you just said as well, how fast can you speed up the rollout of new facilities, of new capacity within Indonesia?
Well, based on our land bank that we have now, the first site in Cibitung, we can build up to 300 megawatt there. The second site, we have 86 hectares of land bank in Karawang, our joint venture with Salim, which from 86 hectares, 30 hectares we will be using for the solar farm, right? So we can build up more than 1,000 megawatt over there. And then, not to mention, we have planned to go to Bintan, but I mean, we are building the third one on the downtown side, Edge Data Center, will be ready for service in a few days from now, 15th of December. So the current capacity add up into 82 megawatt now, in terms of, but in terms of expanding more capacity, we try to adjust it according to the market demand. So for that, we have to speed up, to have the ability of speeding up the construction time, speeding up the fit-out time. So that's then we see as the most effective way of investing just in time, spending the capex, rather than having a big inventory of capacity. So that's so current speed of construction is about 1 year from piling until ready for service. So the other parameter we have to look as well, yes, of course, how much do we spend per megawatt capacity?
Just out of curiosity, when it comes to construction, I mean, on the other side of the world, we still talk a lot about supply chain issues. Is that something that you experience here? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It is bad. It is bad. It looks like.
Not only the supply chain, also the quality of the contractors. That is a pain in the ass. Electrical contractors, civil contractors, right? And then if we are very tight with our quality and our timeline, right? So that's quite a big challenge. But I think we embrace those contractors. They have the good attitude of learning and improving. We cannot expect them to be very good at the beginning.
Okay, you mentioned timeline. Is there a specific time frame of when certain amounts of power will come online from your land bank? Do you have an idea when you're going to bring 1,000 megawatts online? How many is it going to take? Incrementally.
Let's hope that the AI trend will boost the demand, right? But pretty much the capacity is dependent on the hyperscaler. We are talking of that kind of size, right? I mean, retail size is not going to be big, right? The hyperscaler. So based on our current assessment, the hyperscaler has currently enough capacity. They are not going to purchase in the short time additional capacity, but it's possible they will come up again to start with the AI requirement. They said, all of a sudden, I need in 1 year time 25 megawatt, 50 megawatt capacity. So can you do that? Can you build provide it in nine months' time? So that kind of challenge will come, I believe.
Okay, and then of course Indonesia is a tremendous market. There's a lot of opportunity, but there's also a lot of opportunities all around the region. I mean, are there any ambitions beyond Indonesia? What's the long-term goal for DCI Indonesia? I know the clue is probably in the name, but are there any plans to go overseas? Plans for exits? Plans for what's the secret that's lying underneath?
So I haven't put a thought on exit because we are considering ourselves as a serious operator. So we start looking also overseas, where of course with the new requirement. What is the price of the electricity? Is the power green, right? So of course, if we start browsing there, Brazil isn't interesting because the cost of electricity is 4.5 cents per kilowatt hour, and 90% of the energy is green. But then again, we start to study the market and the demand, and there are a lot of players there already, big players. So of course, we start looking into this, and yeah. Once but we go into the market and study first. Then, but I think maybe early next year I will go there. I think.
Okay. And then one last question before we open up to the audience. Of course, you got the collaboration with the Salim Group. How's the collaboration going, and what are the plans?
It's really
for
good,
the
actually.
partnerships.
Yeah, we are quite lucky, actually, considered lucky. Salim is a good strategic partner for us. Why? Simple. It speed up our growth. They have a huge land bank. They have energy company. They have a subsea cable company. And with that, so we can easily grow at the time we need. So combining with our skill and experience is a good enabler. Yeah, so it's like they have huge land bank in Bintan that he's willing to sacrifice like 700 hectares only for data centers, and then he's committed to invest into the solar farm up to 2,000 megawatt over there. So where can I find a partner like that?
It's case to say things are going better than being a banker.
Yeah.
I would like just to ask if anyone got any questions that you'd like to ask Toto. We can maybe have one or two. Any volunteers? Well, I'll ask you one final question because you're often dubbed as the Bill Gates of Indonesia and Southeast Asia. How do you feel about that? Are you the Bill Gates of the region?
Very far from it. Maybe the Indonesian use that Bill Gates name as the IT guys or whatever. But I mean, my contribution is only limited currently only to Indonesia country, while Bill Gates has contributed to the whole world with his achievement. So I mean, that's. But I'm happy enough that I can contribute at least to the digital world in Indonesia.
Picking up just on the tagline, can Indonesia create the next Microsoft? We're always talking about the Indian Microsoft, the Indian Google.
I mean,
Indonesia beat it.
Honestly, it's a long way to go for Indonesia. One, Indonesia has to spend more serious effort and money into education. Before we go into education, Indonesia has to also to see the level of health level at the children, because if the children is underdeveloped, I mean, have a look on the average IQ level in Indonesia compared to Singapore. Right? It depends a lot on the nutrition. So then, with that, then, I mean, to be honest, currently there is not enough infrastructure for research, for allowing those new technology to come up in this country. To be more effective in this country, yes, we can use the technology being developed somewhere outside the country, but for the benefit of the economy over here. That's currently the better approach to support the country. But the country has to work on the education, has to work on that sector.
It's maybe a long-term.
Enough fund for research and everything.
Long-term journey. Toto Sugiri, CEO of DCI Indonesia, thanks so much for coming over and giving us an insight into your life and the market perspectives. With that said, I would like to now introduce the next chair as well. So I can't read now. Lam Tiuri de Hutabarat from the IFC for the next panel, which will discuss about the climate change emergency and how Asia can power itself through a green, sustainable framework. Toto, thank you so much.
Thank you.